Good day, learners. Here we go again for another lesson. It's another day to learn another topic. I hope ready na ang inyong ballpen o papel so that you can take down notes on the important matters. I just want to remind you that mag-stay at home lang sa gitano for the meantime nga naa pa ang atong COVID-19. This morning akong ipaabot sa inyo nga nagpadayon gyapon ang atong leksyon bisan pa og pandemic. Our topic for this morning is all about figures of speech. It makes your writing colorful. Figures of speech is words or phrases that depart from straightforward literal language. Figures of speech are often used and crafted for emphasis, freshness, expression, or clarity. So mao ni ang function sa atong figures of speech, no? Maka-emphasize kung unsa imong tuyo, kung bag-o na pod freshness, kung sa imong expression, and mas klaro pagid, mas clarity sa imong pag-istorya. Mao ni ang ginagamit sa mga maghimog mga speeches, and others mao po niyang ginagamit pag manguyab. Sabi pa nila sa ito ang makukulay na mga salita sa Tagalog o kaya matatalinghagang pananalita. There are some types of figures of speech. First is the simile. Second, metaphor, alliteration, onomatopoeia, hyperbole, personification, idiom, oxymoron, and palindrome. There are many types of figures of speech, but I choose some of these. These are the common. First, simile. A simile is the comparison of two unlike things using like or as. So nakadungog mo, no? Nga naay nag-istorya like or as. He eats like a pig. Katong ganihang tingog, nikaon siya pareha sa pig. There are two unlike things. Ang isa is man, ang isa is pig. He and a pig, a man and a animal. I-compare. That is a simile. Nagkaon siya pareha sa baboy. You are pretty as a Saba bas baboy? Ilang? You are pretty as a picture. Okay, pareha ka ka-pretty. Pareha ka kagwapa sa picture. I-compare ang kagwapa niya sa picture. Next, metaphor. A metaphor is the comparison of two unlike things for expression. Sometimes using the verb to be and using like or as in a simile. Okay, this is to be na siya ang kalainan niya na asay gigamit nga is, are, was, and were. Okay. Ganiha is atong timan-an that ang simile is using like or as, but in metaphor, direct comparison. He is a pig. Diretso na, wala na ipaligoy-ligoy. Ganiha, mura kag baboy. But this time, ikaw kay baboy, diretso. He is a pig. No? You are a tulip from a meditation for his mistress. Robert Herrick. Mura kag tulip. Diretso na nga comparison, direct comparison without like or as. Kung naay like or as, that is simile. But this time, kung wala na gani, metaphor. Next, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial sound of consonant of neighboring words. Naay balik-balik, natay keyword diha, repetition. Sally sells seashells by the seashores. Nagbalik-balik ang ato ang letter S. Sally sells. Sally sells. So, magamit ni siya kung gahimo taog mga tongue twisters. No? Kung natay pa dula during parlor games, atong ginagamit ang alliteration. Repetition of consonants. Ang consonants na to again is walay labot ang ato ang A, E, I, O, because they are vowels. Consonants atong B, C, D, F, the rest of the alphabets nga walay vowels. Those are consonants. Another example of alliteration. She left the heaven of heroes and came down. Okay, mao ni ang H. Balik-balik. To make a man to meet the mortal need. Letter M. A man to match and the mountain and the sea. M again. The friendly welcome of the wayside well. W. From Lincoln, the man of the people. Edwin Markham. Next, hyperbole. A hyperbole is an exaggeration or an overstatement. Natay keyword ya exaggeration. Sobra ra kaayo. Og another one is the overstatement. Gipasobraan. Murag dili katuuhan. Yes. Example. His feet are as big as boats. Sir, nagamit na po siya og as. But do not focus on the as. Focus on the whole sentence. A whole sentence because ang sentence matuuhan ba o dili? Compare diha that feet is as boats. Pariha daw kadako sa barko. Murag binuangan ka usay no? Dako kay kagtil murag barko. That is hyperbole. I nearly died laughing. Mura na kog mamatay sa kinatawa. No? Dili siya matuuhan nga mura na kag kamatyunan sobra kaayo ang imong pag-istorya. O na nga attractive kay tanan ginagamit na to usay ni sa pag-joke sa ato mga kauban no. Another example. Here once the embattled farmer stood and fired the shoot heard round the world. From the Conrad Ralph Waldo Emerson. Dili kayo matuuhan kay ang farmer nagtindog nga giposil niya ibuok kalibutan daw ang nakadungog. Imagine that one. Fired the shoot heard round the world. That's it. Personification. Giving human qualities to things that are not human. Ang atong keyword diha is human qualities. Example, the moon looked down at me. Ang gitagaan diha og qualities is ang moon nitan-aw daw sa iyaha. Another, the trees are dancing. Ang trees nagsayaw. No? Dili man na makasayaw ang kahoy. Tong another example diri is the sun smiles at me. tanan nga mga butang atong tagaan og characteristics, no, qualities na iya man sa human unta. Next, oxymoron. Put words that are opposite used side by side. Opposite daw ang atong keyword diha. Jumbo shrimp. Ang atong to opposite diha is jumbo ug ang shrimp because jumbo dako kaayo na. Ug ang shrimp gamay kaayo. They are opposite. That is oxymoron. Another, hot chili. Init nga chili. Opposite. Itong gamit no nga aqua na to. Mga opposite sounds, opposite words rather. Idiom. A saying that means something's different than what it says. Atong keyword diha, lahi ang iyang meaning. Example, It raining cats and dogs. Nag-ulan og iro og iring, pwede ba day na? But what it means is that kusog kaayo ang ulan nga mura naga bagyo. So another example nga mga idiom nga nag-istorya ka pero lahi ang imong ginapasabot. Usahay ka ng kabalo ka sa mga pagpana no nga lahi ang imong ginaistorya pero ang imong pasabot lahi di ay. Atong makuano niya ang another mga examples. Onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the sound it represents. Example, the chiming of the bell. Nagchima ng bell nato. The crinkling of the phone. Mao na ato ang example. The bomb of the explosion. Ang tingog sa explosion sa bomb is explosion man. Mga tingog-tingog. Tinkling slide bells. Changing fire bells. Mellow chiming wedding bells. Calling, moaning, and groaning funeral bells. From the bells. Edgar Allan Poe. Ito siya example sa atong onomatopoeia, mga tingog sa bells. Lastly, palindrome. Words that are the same spelled frontwards and backwards. Stanley Yelnats. Murag ka ng mga uso sa Facebook nato no, ginabali ang atong ngalan para nga di kayo halata. Race car, balihon na nimo race car gihapon. Evil olive. Balihon na nimo evil olive lang gihapon na siya. Sa mga words nga ginabali-bali. Apadayta. Clitotis. Daghan-daghan gud niya nga to ang figures of speech no, but kung balik-balik ko nimo siya familiarize sa kadugayan. Deliberate understatement, especially when expressing a thought by denying or negating its opposite. Kung nakay istoryahan usahay imong i-understatement, imong ipaubos og ayo nga dili nimo ipasabot ang imong ginapasabot kato mga negative or its opposite. Tanaw na to. Isn't very serious. I have this tiny little tumor on the brain and this is just a small problem. Ang buot niya ipasabot diha, serious na unta kaayo nga nasa tumor sa iya paging utok. But hingon pa niya, this is just a small problem. I think clitotis magamit siya kung para nga dili na mabalaka ang imong mga mahal sa kinabuhi no. Kay gitumor na good ka but ayaw lang magkabalaka. This is just a small problem no. Na balintong nakausahay sa imong motorcycle but nagrabihan naman dahil ka but anak ka nga walay problema, wala ko na unsa, pero tuwa na dito nagpangos-pangos na. I think ing ana siya nga pagka-explain. Now, before we test your knowledge, ato sang balikan gamay ang ato ang mga figures of speech para nga itong ma-master. Simile, using like or as. Metaphor, without the use or as, but to be, is, are, was, where ang gigamit. Anang metaphor, direct comparison. Alliteration, ang atong keyword diha, repetition of the initial sounds, ang pinakauna nga sounds na consonants. S, 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 S. Alliteration, again, balik-balik niya nga initial sounds. Hyperbole, atong keyword diha, overstatement and exaggeration of sentence. Pasubra kaayo, na di na matuuhan. I almost cry like a river. Nga nang yung mga examples. Hyperbole, yan. Personification, katong giving human qualities. Ato laging the moon's, and pwede po the moon look down at me, the sun smile, the flower smiles at me, the flower sings beautifully. Kimo to siya ang personification. Oxymoron, atong keyword ya, opposite. Kung naay jumbo, naay jumbo shrimp, mga anaw ni mga keyword diha nga opposite sila, two words. Ang idiom nga nag-istorya ka nga lahi ang meaning. It's raining cats and dogs, pero ang pasabot ato nag-ulan ra di ay. There are many figures of speech nga ma-research nato, no? And another examples. Ang onomatopoeia, ang atong keyword diha is, onomatopoeia is a word that imitates sounds it represents. Kung naay bell, naay chiming, naay bomb, naay explosion, inkling, palindrome, katong ginabali-bali lang ang words, looking frontwards and backwards. Gingon ako ganiha nga nasa mga Facebook, no? Bali-balihon nato ang ato mga ngalan para di kayo halata. Deliberate litotes, no? Katong understatement para dili kayo halata. This is just a small problem. Di kayo ni mahalata, but big na good kayo na nga problem. Now, test your knowledge. Excited kayo sila. Test your knowledge. Number 1. Just write A, B, or C sa inyong notebook para makita nato, no? Answer it honestly. The river falls under us like a trapdoor. A, onomatopoeia. B, simile. C, metaphor. Na-picture diya sa gilid. Answer it. I've heard that joke a billion times, but it still cracked me up. A, B, or C? Ato, no? A, simile. B, metaphor. C, hyperbole. Don't delay down's disarming display thus demands daylight. From dancing down, this is all macking. A, onomatopoeia. B, alliteration. C, hyperbole. You can review the discussion that we had. He clattered and glanced as he washed the dishes. A, simile. B, onomatopoeia. C, hyperbole. The buzzing bee started me. A, hyperbole. B, onomatopoeia. C, metaphor. Next, the sun dropped its arms around my shoulder. A, personification. B, oxymoron. C, palindrome. You look like $1,000,000. Mura na ka og kwarta. A. Personification. B. Idiom. C. Oxymoron. Next, you look pretty ugly in that dress. Pretty ugly ang atong gikoloran nga word. A. Onomatopoeia. B. Oxymoron. C. Alliteration. The boy shouted, "Madam, I'm Adam." What is this? A. Personification. B. Oxymoron. C. Palindrome. Fido is teddy bear. Fido daw is teddy bear. A. Oxymoron. B. Simile. And C. Metaphor. His temper was as explosive as a volcano. A. Personification. B. Simile. C. Metaphor. The car danced across the icy road. A. Oxymoron. B. Simile. C. Personification. Wala na nakakuha i-explain mo kay mahalata na kayo ang mga answer. I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse. A. Hyperbole. B. Metaphor. C. Onomatopoeia. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Mother goose. A. Onomatopoeia. B. Hyperbole. And C. Alliteration. Ano man? The wind stood up and gave a shout. He whistled on his fingers. A. Personification. B. Simile. And C. Metaphor. Kapag yun. The star in the clear night sky winked at me. A. Oxymoron. B. Personification. C. Metaphor. Kapag yun. Life is a beach. A. Metaphor. B. Alliteration. C. Simile. Next, Brad wore his blue and brown blazer. A. Oxymoron. B. Alliteration. And C. Personification. Next, 6 swans went swimming in the sea. A. Alliteration. B. Oxymoron. C. Personification. Another one. The wolf was 100 feet high. A. Oxymoron. B. Alliteration. And C. Hyperbole. Next, I'm proud of my Preposterpos so ponderous and pale. A. Oxymoron. B. Personification. And C. Alliteration. There you go. Touch it to your cheek and it's soft as a velvet newborn mouse. A. Alliteration. B. Simile. C. Personification. Pasensya kayo no kung paspas kay daghan-daghan man eh. Then you can pause while watching. And much better kung isulat ninyo ang figures of speech so that you can remember apil ang answer no. Pasensya kayo anak ko na discuss na istorya ganiha. But these are the things to remember lang para nga madumduman gyud nato, ma-master nato ang lesson. She looked at him with fire in her eyes. A. Alliteration. Simile. Or metaphor. Life is like a broken winged bird that cannot fly. A. Alliteration. B. Metaphor. C. Personification. Ano sa ni mahuman? The glass vase is as fragile as a child's sandcastle. A. Metaphor. B. Alliteration. C. Simile. At last, we have here our assignment. Give at least 3 samples of each figures of speech that we discuss. You can have research sa Google and another books uban pa sa inyong mga past lessons. Then that would be our lesson. Thank you so much sa mga naminaw, no? I hope nga natay nasabtan bisag paspas ang ato ang discussion. I hope nga natay na learn even in a little while. Sa mga naminaw karon, thank you so much. Once again, good morning and God bless us all.